Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to MiM Monday. This is Mickey in Minutes Live, a quick conversation about some of the latest Disney news stories with you. I'm your host, Nick Lazaga, and on today's show, Robert Downey Jr. is the Godfather, Tokyo merch coming to the US, and so much more. So it's time to make Monday magical. I already see some people joining me in the chat. What's going on? Thanks so much for hanging out. Let's talk about the latest Disney news. Be sure to leave your comments down in the chat below or questions and be a part of this conversation. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or watching the playback on YouTube, then be sure to leave your thoughts there as well. And be sure to join me live next Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So what's going on, everybody? I am happy to be here. It's been a pretty good day. I'm on spring break officially. If you don't know, I'm a teacher. So this week is my spring break week. So, I've been kind of just chilling most of the day, and I'm just excited to get on here and talk about some Disney news with you guys. And we have a lot to talk about, especially with that tease right at the beginning there, right? Robert Downey Jr., he's been Iron Man, right? He's best known for Iron Man, but now the Godfather. So, excuse me. I am not talking about a movie. He is not going to be in any kind of reboot of the Godfather, but he has been named as the godparent of the newest Disney Cruise Line ship, the Disney Adventure. So the Disney Adventure, like I said, is the newest Disney Cruise Line ship. It was formerly called the Global Dream, and now it's the Disney Adventure, and it is getting ready to set sail on its maiden voyage tomorrow, March 10th. Like literally tomorrow, it is going on its maiden voyage, and this is pretty crazy. We have a lot to talk about with the Disney Adventure. Hey, what's going on? Thanks so much for hanging out. So, March 10th, 2026, Disney Adventure departs on its maiden voyage. Its itinerary is really just 3 days at sea, but, they have a lot to showcase because this ship is humongous. It's gigantic. It's the biggest Disney Cruise Line ship out there. So the itinerary is day 1, depart from Singapore. Day 2 is a day at sea with character experiences, themed dining, and entertainment. Day 3, another day at sea, and day 4, arrive back in Singapore. So it's departing from Marina Bay Cruise Center in Singapore, and so let's talk about this ship because Disney released a lot of information about this ship. I know I may be a hair late in talking about this on the show, but I was talking about all those Villains Land rumors and all that stuff the last couple of episodes. So I'm excited to finally talk about this. But really quick, back to this Godfather thing. So Robert Downey Jr. was selected to be the godparent of the Disney Cruise Line. Now, what the Disney Adventure on the Disney Cruise Line, and what that means, this is a maritime tradition dating back, centuries ago, where there would be somebody selected to christen the ship and bring good fortune and good luck to the ship before its maiden voyage. And they decided to pick Robert Downey Jr. And they picked they put up a video of Robert talking about this ship and how excited he is to be the godparent and whatnot. And see, there's some quotes up here on the Disney Parks blog article. Robert Downey Jr. said, "It is impossible to describe the majesty of the adventure, and to be its godparent is an honor. As the largest ship in the fleet, a gargantuan blessing must be bestowed. I'll do my darndest." So that's what he said. Of course, like I mentioned, he's best known for being Iron Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He kicked off the whole thing with Iron Man 1. And more recently, he's going to play Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday, which hits theaters December 18th. So a lot of speculation around that movie too. Is that like some sort of Tony Stark variant? Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. But Josh D'Amaro, the soon-to-be CEO of Walt Disney, the Walt Disney Company, he said, he's quoted in saying, "Our new ship continues Disney Cruise Line's tradition of bringing great stories to life at sea, and we are honored." Hold on. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, I knocked my chair. So he said, "Our new ship continues the Disney Cruise Line tradition of bringing great stories to life at sea, and we are honored that Robert Downey Jr., who has guided audiences through unforgettable Marvel stories, is the official godparent for the Disney adventure." That is Josh D'Amaro's quote about this. So pretty cool that he was selected to do this, and it kind of ties into one of the lands on the ship. So yeah, you heard me. This ship basically has lands. So it's basically a big theme park, this ship. So the Disney Adventure has themed areas. And I want to talk about these themed areas because they're unique and they're pretty cool. If you've ever been on a Disney cruise ship before, then you know that they're very well themed. The different areas are themed. But this is taking the theming of a Disney cruise line to the next level. So the lands are Disney Imagination Gardens, Town Square, San Francisco Street, Marvel Landing, Wayfinder Bay, Disney Discovery Reef, and Toy Story Place. And I want to break these down for you just a little bit. So I am referring to the Disney Parks blog article all about this. So go and check this out because there you can see some really cool pictures of these locations, of some of these locations. And they have a link so you can click on to see even more pictures of the actual like dining locations and other things that we're going to talk about. So the Disney Imagination Garden, it says, inspired by a century of Disney storytelling, Disney Imagination Garden is the heart of the Disney adventure. The open-air courtyard centers around a prominent garden stage where large-scale performances, character moments, and celebratory events unfold during the day and throughout the evening on the voyage. This looks pretty cool. Like, this area has this big, like, I don't know, it's like a mural or some sort of like, I think it might be made with like tiles or something, but it's a big castle like right on the back wall here, and it looks incredible. And they have like a topi area of Mickey Mouse, and it looks fantastic. So this area has 2 quick service eateries, Grandma Tala's Kitchen and Mowgli's Eatery, which offer a blend of Pacific and Indian inspired menus. So that was really cool. Then we have Town Square. Town Square is described as a celebration of Disney princess characters. In the picture, the ceiling has all these like circles with images of different Disney princesses, like Moana and Belle and Ariel and Rapunzel, you name it. They're up there on the ceiling, and this really pretty like collage of these characters. It says on the Disney Parks blog that it welcomes guests into a world of timeless elegance and classic Disney storytelling. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining the chat. It's a gathering place, beautifully detailed, that invites guests to write their own fairy tale with regal makeovers at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and whimsical dining and lounge venues, including the Spellbound Lounge and the Enchanted Summer Restaurant. This is also where you'll find the Walt Disney Theater, which of course is host to the Broadway style shows. Now, if you've ever been on a Disney cruise ship, you know that these shows are incredible, like literal showstoppers, and it's very, very cool. So there's 2 shows that are being featured as of now. The first one is Disney Seas the Adventure, and this is this apparently is also on board the Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure and the Disney Destiny. So this is not a new show, but it says be swept away by this spectacular live stage show featuring an all-star cast of beloved Disney and Pixar characters. And the thumbnail has like puppets of the Finding Nemo characters, kind of like what you'd find in Animal Kingdom. And it has like Goofy in like a swimsuit with like a snorkel or something. It looks cute. And the other show is called Remember. Now, this one apparently is exclusive to the Disney Adventure. It says, delight in an exclusive Disney Adventure musical extravaganza starring Wall-E and Eve, joined by other beloved Disney and Pixar characters in a spectacular stage performance. So that's pretty cool, though. You have a show starring Eve and Wall-E, you know? I always feel like these characters don't get enough love. I know they have like that one like kind of carnival type game over at DCA, but that is not enough love. So it's nice to see them have their own show kind of over on the Disney Adventure. This area, the town square area, is also where you could find some restaurants called the Navigators Club and Hollywood Spotlight Club. So very cool. The other area, or another area, I guess, is called San Francisco Street. This looks really cool. Again, you should go to Disney Parks blog and check out these pictures because they look cool. This area is inspired by Big Hero 6, obviously, since it's called San Francisco, and it's described as a vibrant urban market featuring themed entertainment and shopping experiences for guests. So this is the I guess the shopping corridor where you can find different stores. So they have a gaming lounge. That's pretty cool. An arcade. Then they have a 4-screen movie theater called Baymax Cinemas. That's awesome. So I've been on the Disney Dream. I went on that ship for my honeymoon. That's actually the only Disney Cruise Line ship I've been on. But it has a theater. Every cruise ship, Disney Cruise Line, as far as I know, has a movie theater. This one has 4. Like, come on, that's so crazy. But again, this ship is massive. Like, it is huge. So, it also has the Alley Cat Cafe and a bunch of shopping experiences, including a Duffy and Friends shop. So, if you are a Duffy fan, guys, this is the ship for you, because not only do they have the a Duffy shop, but over in Disney Imagination Garden, I didn't mention it before, but they have a Duffy like show, like an actual Duffy show, which is very, very cool. It's called let's see. It's called Duffy and the Friend Ship. There we go. So Duffy and the Friend Ship. And it's described as a journey filled with all new original songs. And it's guided by the seagull Tippy Blue, Duffy, and friends. And they set off on an imaginary voyage to explore the seas on a charming adventure. If you love Duffy, then again, you're going to have a store and a show. So very, very cool. Let's see. What else? So the next area is the coolest thing. And I think it's obviously the area that I think ties most into Robert Downey Jr. being the guy, right? The Godfather. So Marvel Landing is an area on the ship where they actually have attractions, like actual real rides. So I know we have like the aqueduct and stuff like that on the ships, and I know like they even have an attraction where you kind of have show scenes with video screens and stuff, and that's cool on other ships. But this ship actually really does have really for real rides on it. So it says guests can unlock epic legends from the Marvel Universe at Marvel Landing, where experiences inspired by fan favorite superheroes come to life. This action-packed area is home to thrilling attractions for heroes of all ages. So real rides. There are 3 rides here. The first one is called the Iron Cycle Test Run. Then PIM Quantum Racers and Groot Galaxy Spin. So Iron Cycle Test Run. Guys, this is like an actual roller coaster. Like a legitimate roller coaster. And it says, experience the thrill of riding a cutting-edge, stark iron cycle as you speed through the winding track with sharp turns, exciting drops, and sudden stops. Now, this is legitimately a roller coaster, so it actually has a height requirement, guys. So it has a height requirement of 47.2 inches. 47.2 inches. So, just to put this into perspective, I pulled up on my screen some of the other attractions at Walt Disney World with height requirements. So, 47 inches. Let's see, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is 40 inches. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Then we have Tron Light Cycle Run, 47 inches. So, Tron has a slightly higher height requirement than this attraction. So it's kind of up there as far as height requirements with like Tron. So, just because it's on a Disney cruise ship doesn't mean that everyone can do it, So just be mindful of that if you plan on taking your kids or, any little ones on this ship. Space Mountain is only 44 inches. So there you go. Sure, all you guys out there with kids of your own are like have these memorized, right? I had to look these up. But anyways, that's very, very cool. The other attractions also have height requirements, not as high though. PIM Quantum Racers, which is like you're in little cars. Those that's 89 centimeters, which is 35 inches, and then Groot's Galaxy Spin is that's like just a spinner attraction, and that one is 81 centimeters, which is 32 inches. So yeah, very, very cool to have 3 actual attractions on this ship. It's sailing out of Singapore, and it's basically has an Asian itinerary for as far as we can see. So I doubt I'll be on this ship anytime soon. Never say never. But hey, thanks so much for joining. But one day if I could ever get on this ship, I don't know. It just sounds super fun. I'll ride all these rides. Then we have Wayfinder Bay. Guys, we're still talking about this cruise ship. There's so much going on here. So Wayfinder Bay says families can look for the line where the sky meets the sea. Moana, right? At Wayfinder Bay, a sun-drenched retreat on the ship's stern inspired by Walt Disney Animation Studios film Moana. So this relaxing outdoor oasis offers a serene palace to unwind by the pool, take in sweeping ocean views, and enjoy live entertainment. So, yeah, very cool. And then, of course, there is Discovery Reef. So this is a world inspired by the beloved underwater tales from Disney and Pixar, and it features themed eateries, bars, and cafes. So there sounds like there's a lot of food, restaurants, bars all over this ship. I mean, again, not to keep repeating myself, but this is the biggest cruise ship for Disney Cruise Line, and I'm pretty sure like one of the biggest cruise ships in the world. So, they had to fill a lot of space here. But you have Palo Trattoria, Mike and Sully's Flavors of Asia, which I guess is kind of inspired by that the restaurant from the first Monsters Inc. movie, which we're getting at Hollywood Studios, which is very cool. I cannot remember the name of the restaurant. If you remember, let me know in the chat. And of course, that's where the 2 signature fine dining restaurants are. Those are the fine dining restaurants, Palo Trattoria and Mike and Sully's Flavors of Asia. And then there's another place called Bewitching Boba and Brews, which is a bubble tea shop. And then a couple other places, a sports bar, and some other places. So yeah, I'm not going to read the whole list. There's a bunch. And then lastly, the last themed area here is called Toy Story Place, and this looks really cute. So this is the water play area. It says designed for kids and kids at heart. This Toy Story Place is dedicated to water play in an area that celebrates the colorful world of Pixar's Toy Story films. Located on the ship's upper decks, that's where you could find water features, a large family pool, multiple world pools, towering water slides, and interactive splash pads. So, guys, that's just scratching the surface of what this ship has to offer. So, of these themed lands, let me know in the comments wherever you're listening or in the chat down below what land are you most looking forward to visiting here? Because I'm pretty sure for most people they're going to say the Marvel area, but I don't know, maybe you're a big Duffy fan and you want to check out the Duffy show in Imagination Garden. But let me know, I'm very, very curious. So yeah, that's a lot. There's a lot going on here, so I'm very curious. If any of you get out on this ship anytime soon, please let me know what it's like. What's it like being on this humongous, massive ship? And if anybody's going on the maiden voyage tomorrow, wow, very cool. Have a great time. That's going to be really, really awesome. So moving on, the other thing that I kind of teased up here in the opening was that Disney Japan merchandise and China merchandise are going to be available soon in the United States. And this is a really big deal because one of the big things about going to these Asian parks is they have some unique merch that we don't have and that we really never ever see here in the United States. And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it is going to be coming to Disney Store. So not to the parks necessarily, although some of it does make its way in one way or another into the U.S. parks. But DisneyStore.com is going to be getting a lot of this merch. So, I mean, so much so that they, made a whole post about it on Disney Parks blog. So there's going to be several drops, I guess, of different kinds of things. So starting March 2nd, which was not long ago, we started getting some plush. So a lot of the things that they sell over there are plush and like little plush keychains and stuff like that. But it's very cool, like unique characters that you might not often see in merch over here, and also like the cutesy like little things that that culture really likes. So for example, they have like Chip and Dale characters in cute little like, what are these, like bear costumes? Yeah, they're super cute. February 17th, we had the Sakura collection and Zootopia plush. So just a bunch of stuff coming and being featured over at DisneyStore.com. A lot of it has already dropped. A lot of it has already been there, but more is coming. And that's super exciting. So if you go over to DisneyParksBlog.com and check out the article posted March 2nd, you could see all the drops that have happened and that are coming at the time of this article, and see what you're into. What are you going to snag? Is there anything in particular that you want to get? I know I'm dying to go to Tokyo. Just really, really want to get there. And the thing I have my eye on are those like Lost Boy hats, that they have over in the Peter Pan area at Fantasy Springs. They're pretty cool. So, but that's not on this list. I don't know. Will that ever come to our parks? I don't know. Maybe I just have to get to Tokyo. We do have a plan. My wife and I do have a plan. We have been talking about getting to Tokyo very soon. So, fingers crossed we'll get there soon. A couple more things to talk about here. The Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot kicked off March 4th a few days ago, and it's going through June 1st. They have tons of topiaries out there, including the one that everybody is just having a good time kind of laughing at, and that is the really thin Sully from Monsters Inc. He hasn't quite filled out yet, but that's funny. But a lot of returning topiaries just being placed around there. I love Flower and Garden Festival. I think it's really great. You have the concerts, you have the food, you have the topiaries. It's a really good time. So go and check that out. And speaking of festivals, over in California Adventure in California, obviously, Disneyland, March 6th kicked off their Food and Wine Festival, which, being a Disney World guy, I always picture Food and Wine Festival as the fall festival, but for them, it's the spring festival. So that is from March 6th through April 27th. Again, tons of food. If you go over to Disney Parks blog, you can see their entire foodie guide, all of their stuff. Their Sip and Savor Pass is really cute. The artwork with Goofy and Mickey Mouse, and just a good time. I love going to these festivals over at the Disney parks. So get over there. You got your choices. If you're on the West Coast, you got one. If you're on the East Coast, you got one. So you could visit a festival right now if you wanted to. Two more things I want to talk about, then we'll get out of here. But the next one is, kind of sad. We talked a lot the last couple of weeks, especially last week, about Rock and Rollercoaster starring Aerosmith closing, being done for good. That is the Aerosmith overlay anyways. So they're changing it over to Rock and Rollercoaster starring the Muppets. And with that, they're not doing any drastic changes, but they're repainting and reskinning a lot of the things. And we could already see some of that project. There are photos all over Instagram, everywhere, of what's going on to that car that hangs above your head at the entrance to that GeForce Records Plaza area. You know the one I'm talking about, where you have the big guitar, and then the guitar neck turns into that like track, and then right above your head there is this really cool blue car. Well, that car is now getting painted with flames on the side. So I guess if you're a Hot Wheels fan, that's cool. I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'm not really digging the vibe of, the flames on the car. And then we've seen the concept art where they're painting the guitar with tie-dye colors and all that kind of stuff. I'm not feeling it. It feels like they're trying too hard to make it like cool. I will tell you though, here's something. I've never seen the Electric Mayhem show that was on Disney Plus, which is what this is kind of loosely based on, right? Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem are going to be the band that we kind of follow in this attraction. So I don't know. I know the Muppets don't take themselves too seriously, so we're not supposed to take this too seriously. And of course, Rock and Roller Coaster has never really taken itself super seriously anyways. But I don't know. The vibe of the flames on the side of the car feels really fakey Hot Wheels for me. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Are you into that? Do you think that looks cool? Obviously, it's not finished yet, but I don't know. What do you think? Am I just being already too like nostalgic and weird about Aerosmith leaving? Are you more ready for the Muppets takeover? I don't know. Let me know. But we're going to be seeing all this painting happen, right before our eyes. Because, of course, you got to walk right past there if you want to go see the Villains show. So there's going to be lots of opportunities to see pictures as this progresses. And, of course, it's progressing pretty fast. The pre-show was closed for a while, where they're adding the animatronics and stuff for the new Muppet pre-show. The ride closed last week. And now they've already started painting all the stuff outside. They have this big scrim over the red guitar, which they're going to paint tie-dye. And they're also going to paint one of the piano keys in front of that guitar gold for Dr. Teeth. He has like a gold tooth, right? It's happening so fast. So we're wondering, they say summer. They say this is going to open summer 2026. But, could be right at the beginning of summer. I'm thinking maybe Memorial Day weekend. We might see this open. I'm sure we'll find out a date soon enough, and when we do, I'll be sure to let you know on MiM Monday. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. There's one more thing I wanted to mention really fast that I thought was just hilarious, and that is Disney Channel night for Disneyland is coming up in April. And I was just scrolling through this, and guys, on the menu for Disney Channel night, they have Dino Nuggets for every, millennial who or whatever age group you are, whoever grew up watching Disney Channel eating Dino Nuggets, this is literally for you. What a perfect snack item for this event. Dino Nuggets. They're loaded Dino Nuggets. But regardless, but there's a lot of stuff happening for this event. I mean, the Stitch characters are meeting, and I don't just mean Lilo and Stitch. I mean like Angel and other alien pals are meeting. They have like a hoodie with like the Camp Rock logo on it. Like these are just cool things. So it feels like they're doing a good job with like trying to reach all the generations with this event, because they're featuring like zombies and descendants for like the younger generation, Camp Rock and like High School Musical, Phineas and Ferb. There's even stuff with like Darkwing Duck for this event. So, and gargoyles, right? So they're reaching all the demographics here, and I think that's really great. But I had to talk about these Dino Nuggets because it made me laugh, and hopefully that made you laugh too. But anyways, I think that's about it for today's show. We talked about a lot of really cool stuff. So if you missed any of it, go back and listen to the replay. It's going to be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the video version, of course, on YouTube. And thanks to everybody who joined me in the chat. All of you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. This has been really fun. And if you missed the live show, join me next Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, live on Instagram, and let's make this a conversation. I'm your host, Nick Lazaga. This is Mickey in Minutes Live. Thanks so much for helping me to make Monday magical. I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, what's going on,